Hello, everybody. Hello. This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. And I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce. Now, you may be new to me and you're wondering what does this have to do? Layoffs. What does this have to do with mortgage real estate? Please help me. So it was many, many years ago. I was getting ready to purchase a piece of property. I was super excited. I was going to get a new property. The seller was excited. They were going to get the proceeds from the seller of their property. I had signed loan documents and I go back to work. And hours later, I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off that day. You can only imagine what was going on in my mind. I immediately had to get on the phone, call my mortgage broker, call my realtor at the time and said, look, you can't fund this loan. I don't have a job. And thankfully, I was able to unravel that transaction. But guess what? I lost money in the process. I didn't get my deposit back. I didn't get the money I paid for an appraisal, for a home inspection. Like I didn't get those expenses reimbursed to me. So there's two reasons why I share this information. One, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? Would you not go on that shopping spree? Would you not take that lavish vacation? Would you dust off your resume and put some fillers out there to see if there was anybody else that were possibly hiring in your field? Would you start that new business? Would you write that a book that you've always been saying that you were going to write? So what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? So that's one reason why I share this information. I don't want you to get caught off guard like I was. The second reason why I share this information is I want you to know you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. Like, I don't care if you've experienced a loss due to death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster. There are options available for you. And I want you to know that, but they're not automatic. So, for your mortgage and real estate needs. If you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, I want you to pick up your phone right now and dial 714-914-7254. Or better yet, well, you can visit my website at modifymenow.com, but the best way to get a hold of me is 714-914-7254. So make sure you do that. Now, I'm going to get into sharing this information. But before I do, let me share with you what I was able to help one of my clients accomplish. They had a loss of income and was able to help them. So give me a moment here. Let me share my screen so you can see. So here we have this particular client had Bayview Loan Servicing. Their previous mortgage payment, I'm going to highlight over here. Their previous mortgage payment was $3,488.66. That did include principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And it was an interest rate of 6%. I turned around, modified their mortgage. Their payment went from $3,488.66. Their modified payment is $2,767.54. That includes principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. They had a fixed rate of 4.75%. So I dropped their interest rate low, 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 low. I dropped their interest rate almost 2%. Okay, almost 2%. And so I saved this homeowner $721.12 a month. How does that sound? I mean, like literally, would you be happy to save over $700 on your mortgage? Would that really help you bring some relief to you? So every situation is different, but like I say, if you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, I'm your girl. Please pick up the phone and dial 714-914-7254. Now, let me go ahead and share this week's companies that will be experiencing, California companies that is, that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce. Now, I'm going to give you these companies in alphabetical order. I'm going to give you the name of the company, the date they're laying off. I'm going to let you know if this is layoff is temporary, if it's permanent, if it's a closure that's permanent. I'm going to let you know how many people are getting laid off. And last but not least, I'm going to give you the address. Now, there are several companies that are laying off in multiple locations. So I will warn you about that. And let's get started. We have about 63. It wouldn't have been so long this week, but unfortunately, I was unable to record last week. And so we are doing double duty. But I want to get the information out. Okay, so here we go. March 31st, One Click Logistics is closing permanently. They're laying off 12 people at 7461 Metro Air Parkway in Sacramento. April 7th, Acutus Medical Inc. is laying off permanently 24 people at 2210 Faraday Avenue, Suite 100 in Carlsbad. You have April 6th, AmeriClean, also known as sanitation specialists. They're closing permanently, laying off 24 people at 9351 Fairview Road in Hollister. April 6th, you have AmeriClean DBA Sanitation Specialist is closing permanently, laying off 20 people at 15500 Hill Road in Morgan Hill. April 8th, Barrel 10 Quarter Circle Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 13 people at 21801 State Highway 120 in Escalon. April 8th, Barrel 10 Quarter Circle Inc., laying off permanently 8 people at 33 Harlow Court in Napa. You have April 11th, BioRad Laboratories Inc. They're laying off permanently 16 people at 5731 West Las Positas Boulevard in Pleasanton. You have April 11th, BioRad Laboratories Inc. is laying off permanently one person at 5667 Gibraltar Drive. Hopefully I said that correctly. Gibraltar. Sounds like it. In Pleasanton. April 11th, BioRad Laboratories Inc. laying off permanently 113 people at 1000 Alfred Noble Drive in Hercules. April 11th, BioRad Laboratories Inc. laying off permanently one person at 2500 Altus Avenue in Richmond. March 31st, Bloomingdale's San Francisco Center is closing permanently, laying off 164 people at 845 Market Street in San Francisco. You have April 8th, Bronco Wine Company and its affiliate entities, Bivio Transport and Logistics Company, LLC, and WCAG, is laying off permanently 81 people at 6342 Bystrom Road in Ceres. April 1st, Cargo Therapeutics Inc. is laying off permanently 81 people at 835 Industrial Road, number 400 in San Carlos. April 5th, Cruise LLC, wow, is laying off permanently 489 people at 333 Brannan Street in San Francisco. You have April 5th, Cruise LLC is laying off permanently 157 people at 1201 Bryant Street in San Francisco. You have April 5th, Cruise LLC is laying off permanently 3 people at 640 Cesar Chavez Street in San Francisco. You have April 5th, Cruise LLC laying off permanently 3 people at 175 Sylvester Road in San Francisco. You have April 5th, Cruise LLC laying off permanently 87 people at 840 West California Avenue in Sunnyvale. April 11th, ECAM Secure is laying off permanently 4 people at 3400 East Airport Way in Long Beach, California. April 31st, Intel Corporation laying off permanently 58 people at 1900 Prairie City Road in Folsom. March 31st, InvenSense is laying off permanently 55 people at 1745 Technology Drive, Suite 200 in San Jose. April 11th, Jewish Family Services San Diego Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 115 people at 4902 Pacific Highway in San Diego. April 5th, LGO Pasadena LLC closing permanently, laying off 74 people at 260 South Raymond Avenue in Pasadena. April 14th, Master Brand Cabinets LLC closing permanently, laying off 246 people at 3700 South Riverside Avenue in Colton. April 8th, Okta Inc. is laying off permanently 56 people at 101st Street, 6th floor in San Francisco. April 5th, Planet Express LAX LLC is closing permanently, laying off 50 people at 380 World Way in Los Angeles. You have March 16th, Renaissance Electronics Corporation, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, is laying off permanently 3 people at 6024 Silver Creek Valley Road in San Jose. March 31st, Rich Products Corporation closing permanently, laying off 139 people at 12805 Bush Place in Santa Fe Springs. April 9th, SNS Active Wares closing permanently, laying off 117 people at 4247 South Minnewawa Avenue in Fresno. Next entry is for Nissan of Elk Grove. Okay, Nissan of Elk Grove. March 31st is closing permanently, laying off 112 people at 8590 Laguna Grove Drive. And what city is this? Elk Grove, California, of course. March 31st, Nissan of Elk Grove is closing permanently, laying off 34 people at 8588 Laguna Grove Drive, and a Mazda of Elk Grove in Elk Grove. Excuse me, getting tongue-tied here. Then March 31st, you have Nissan of Elk Grove and Mazda of Elk Grove, laying off at 8588 number B in Laguna Grove Drive, Quick Loop, Elk Grove in Elk Grove. And then last but not least, on the March 31st, Nissan of Elk Grove, Mazda of Elk Grove, Quick Lube, and Elk Grove Cuss Sacramento Motor Cars LLC is laying off 43 people at 8440 Auto Passage Drive in Elk Grove. April 4th, Safeway is closing permanently, laying off 69 people at 1421 Tara Hill Drive in Pinole. You have April 11th, Safeway is closing permanently, laying off 95 people at 774 Admiral and Callaghan Lane in Vallejo. April 25th, Salesforce Inc. is laying off permanently 153 people at 415 Mission Street in San Francisco. April 30th, SDK Logistics LLC is closing permanently, laying off 100 people at 6992 Hay Drive in Orland. March 31st, Sensata Technologies is closing permanently, laying off 57 people at 6382 Rose Lane in Carpinteria. April 8th, St. Anne's Home is closing permanently, laying off 64 people at 300 Lake Street in San Francisco. Moving right along, the next few entries is for Surveillance Security Inc. of unarmed security guards. Okay, so March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. is laying off 1 person permanently at 1801 Westwind Drive in Bakersfield. March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently one person at 16111 Plummer Street in North Hills. March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. Of unarmed security guards is laying off permanently one person at 340 East Avenue 1 in Lancaster. March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently one person at 5426 East Olympic Boulevard in Commerce. March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently one person at 7 West Foothill Boulevard in Arcadia. March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently 8 people at 351 East Temple Street in Los Angeles. March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently one person at 1288 Morrow Street, Suite 200 in San Luis Obispo. You have March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently one person at 1550 East Main Street in Santa Maria. March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently one person at 4440 Calle Real in Santa Barbara. And March 31st, Surveillance Security Inc. laying off permanently one person at 5250 Ralston Street in Ventura. You have March 14th, Telesign Corporation is laying off permanently 98 people at 13274 Fiji Way, Suite 600 in Marina Del Rey. March 31st, The Breakfast Club is closing permanently, laying off 27 people at 1600 Vine Street in Los Angeles. April 6th, U.S. Foods Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 118 people at 3045 Mulvaney Place in West Sacramento. March 17th, Walgreens is closing permanently, laying off 26 people at 1456 136th Avenue in San Leandro. March 19th, Walgreens is closing permanently, laying off 16 people at 170 West El Monte Way in Genuba. March 20th, Walgreens is closing permanently, laying off 19 people at 11604 Whittier Boulevard in Whittier. March 24th, Walgreens is closing permanently, laying off 8 people at 1201 East Gerbelinda Boulevard in Placentia. March 25th, Walgreens closing permanently, laying off 18 people at 852 East Manning Avenue in Reedley, I should say. March 25th, Walgreens is closing permanently, laying off 13 people at 3237 East Chapman Avenue in Orange. March 26th, Walgreens closing permanently, laying off 22 people at 11900 Beach Boulevard in Stanton. March 27th, Walgreens closing permanently, laying off 27 people at 617 West 7th Street in Los Angeles. June 13th, Walmart is laying off permanently 79 people at 850 Cherry Avenue in San Bruno. And April 6th, Workday Inc. is laying off permanently 617 people at 6110 Stone Ridge Mall Road in Pleasanton, California. So that's the end of this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce, where we received and processed their notice between January 30th and February 12th. Now, again, if you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, a divorce, an illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, I want you to know there are options out there. You don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. I've literally been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they can stay in their home and avoid foreclosure by any means necessary. There's temporary options like a forbearance plan, a you can refinance. That's a more permanent option. Another permanent option is a loan modification. So there's just so many options available. And I want you to know that for all your mortgage and real estate needs, I want you to visit me at modifymenow.com. Better yet, pick up the phone, dial right now, 714-914-7254. Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day.